Hi, welcome to the Sit, Walk, Work podcast, a show about paying attention. My name is Dominic, your host, and today's episode is a standalone guided meditation designed to give you an opportunity to practice pretty much wherever you are. So when you're ready, the practice will begin shortly after the following chimes. Today's class, Autumn Stillness, a meditation on change, is centered around the idea that in the midst of change, no matter what it is, if you shape your attention to look for the moments of stillness, you can find them. It might be an oversimplification to say that the quality of your moment to moment portions of your life is shaped by what you pay attention to. And as we're in autumn and you're starting to see the leaves fall and the temperature change, those should be indicators of you going inside and doing like great nature and seeing what it is you need to clear out, starting to change your temperament around some of the things you got going on in you, and ultimately create some space for something new to blossom and bloom. Because that's the point of shedding, getting rid of, clearing out, is that you make space for something new. But if you aren't even paying attention, then you're missing it all anyway. So this practice is meant to help you get in touch with some of those subtle parts of change. So I hope you enjoy it. When the eyes close, it's as if we're kind of dropping the shades, right, and falling back from the very visually stimulating world that we interact with. But by turning our attention inwards, we also open ourselves up to the opportunity to see things a little closer, a little differently. We're in a season of the year that is reflecting the slow change and transition all around us. And yet internally, we harbor those same qualities of change from moment to moment, from breath to breath. And so today we're going to spend some time observing those changes. And it's important for us to have an idea of what is changing so we can make sure that it aligns to where we would like to be headed. So one of the first things I'd offer as you rest here with the eyes closed is consider your motivation for being here this afternoon. Your motivation for putting you in practice today. And it doesn't have to be a large goal. It can be connected to a smaller goal or a general interest, but it's just nice to know which direction you're headed. By closing the eyes, you open yourself up to the world of internal stimulation, the sensations of your body, the sounds of your environment, the breath moving through you, the smells in the room, or the taste, residual taste in the mouth, or the vast spaciousness behind your eyes. These are the elements that will lay the foundation for your experience in this practice and in each changing moment. It can be nice to connect to this sense or feeling of being grounded and supported and a general well-being of feeling okay in this moment. That right now, as you take this next breath, things are okay. And if it doesn't feel true, if you feel a sense of resistance to this idea that things are okay, allow yourself to open up to a time in which that was a true statement. In opening our attention up this way, we can start to feel within the body that sense of groundedness. The parts of the practice that activate as you use the thoughts to connect to your sense of your resource of groundedness and support. And this becomes a anchor throughout practice that you return to. A beacon that if you stray too far from, you can always feel your way back to. As our practice expands and widens into sensing and feeling the body, we'll scan the body from the feet up to the head, giving you the opportunity to observe any sensation that might be present, and also to observe the parts of yourself that may not be as alive, that may not have as much sensation behind them. And letting the attention drop into the feet. Feel and sense the right and left foot, the points where it connects to the ground. If you're seated and your feet are on the floor, you might feel how the weight is distributed. If you're lying back, you might feel the way the feet flare out or kind of are held by the surface beneath them. The ground of your being that supports all of your doing starts here. It is your root, your foundation. Letting the scan move up from the feet into the shins, the calves, to the knees, front and back, and to the upper parts of your legs, all the way to your sit bones. As the attention broadens, like a light shining over an area, you may start to notice different sensations between the right and left sides, between the front and the back. Be open to letting your attention move to kind of what it feels most wants its attention. Rest it there until it dissolves, and then allow it to move to the next sensation. And this part of your body, this ground of doing, this base of support, let it feel heavy, weighted, and relaxed. In this moment, there isn't anything needed from it. Sensing and feeling into that resource of groundedness you started practice with, if it resides here. Allowing your attention to continue to move upwards, the body, into the belly, into the torso. Out through the arms and into the hands. As you arrive here, this center of doing, the space that holds your heart, the space where your breath moves through you. The space that holds the hands of doing and the hand of your heart. Notice and feel the widening sensation of movement in the body. the weight of your limbs relaxed and heavy. The feel of your pulse moving through you. Temperature in the room you're in, or the texture of your blanket or shirt against your skin. You move from this really rooted, grounded part of your sensations to a space that has more activity, that has more freedom, that has more lightness. Feeling the contrast between the right and left sides, or the upper and lower parts of the body. Allowing your attention to widen and include your neck and your head, your ears, your jaw, your nose and your eyes, all the way to the crown of your head. Arriving in the ground of seeing, the space of imagination, the lightest part of sensation. Letting your attention contrast the spaces where there's little to no sensation, and the spaces where there is an abundance. Now, as you're feeling the entire body, the sensations running from head to toe, notice where that sense of feeling supported and grounded is now in your practice. Has it widened or expanded? Changed or moved? Or has it made an appearance for the first time? and sensing and feeling the body as a whole. It acts as a foundation for the rest of your experience, starting to recognize and feel your body breathing itself. And that's simply allowing your attention to feel where in the body the breath moves and shapes your experience. With the foundation of your physical sensations, you feel the breath kind of moving the body as if it's shaping it, much like water shapes the surface of land. Your breath has a similar way of moving through you. Can you sense or connect to the acceptance of each breath? That the body doesn't resist the inhale or the exhale. It simply allows it to move through you. Feeling the pace and rhythm of your breathing. Noticing how this combination of sensations in the body, movement of the breath, how they start to create a certain tone for this moment. Almost a certain feeling or certain thoughts can arise based on these combining factors. So notice what you're feeling and what the quality of your mind is in this moment. And as you've been focusing your attention on the body and the breath, the mind always is there, providing commentary in some cases. Some days it might be a little louder than others. It might be more accepting of the moment or more resistant to it. And just like you've witnessed and been a witness to your breath moving and your body sensations and your feeling, you can too witness your thinking and notice what happens when you allow your attention to rest there. The quality of thoughts, and simply just let it rest for a moment in awareness. Taking a step back, grounding into your resource, inner resource if needed. As you widen your attention to include all parts of the practice, see the spaciousness that's here. The sense that there's room for it all, room for all parts of you and your experience. As you rest here in this spaciousness, welcome in any sense of gratitude, joy, or well-being. For anything in this moment. Or if needed, allow a bit of memory to help recall a time recently or from your past where those qualities were true and present. Using your thought pattern as a tool to bring those feelings forward in your body so that you can sense and feel them as breath, as bodily sensations. And if you're able to feel that sense of joy, well being, or gratitude, can you expand that from where it is in your body all throughout, making it bigger, brighter, more alive? Softening your attention from its focus on joy and gratitude to the stillness, any parts of the practice, to any parts of your physical body that represent the stillness present in this moment. That in spite of this stream of changing experience, there has been a consistency that has remained through it all. That as you've stepped back to observe this in creating space between you and the objects, you might notice that that space between you and those objects is still. Is steady. It's comforting and inviting. It's supportive. The quality of each moment is determined by where your attention is focused. as you observe all that has happened in practice, the sense of joy and gratitude that we move through, the breeze of your thoughts that have covered the entire practice, the flowing sensation of your breath, the supportive nature of your body that ground and held you here in practice. I invite you to revisit your intention. Coming back to that grounded resource. As we begin to bring practice to a close today, remember that your inner resource, that place of groundedness, isn't just a place for this practice. It's a place that you revisit whenever your attention is called to do so. Even as you are outside of your formal practice. The way you use your attention can and will influence each changing moment. When you're ready, maybe slower than you think, start to blink the eyes open, move the hands, allow the external to blend with the internal. I want to thank you so much for attending practice and class today, making time to sit and be with yourself. And whether this was new for you or you're returning back, showing up is always the hard part. And as I like to say, it doesn't work if you don't. And so I appreciate the work that you did today. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I invite you to check out my Substack, where we are building a community of like-minded individuals to discuss all topics related to the idea of paying attention. I hope to see you there. But until then, with Metta may you be well.